Welcome to the Urantia book. If you are new here, this book is written by celestial beings as a revelation of universal truth to the planet. And if you don't believe that, just listen to what they have to say. Today, we are going to choose 5 random lines from the Urantia book, and we are going to read and discuss them. So, a little something different. I'm just going to literally pick a random spot. Okay. This is from a paper called The Reality of Religious Experience. It says, when the philosophy of man leans heavily toward the world of matter, it becomes rationalistic or naturalistic. When philosophy inclines particularly toward the spiritual level, it becomes idealistic or even mystical. When philosophy is so fortunate as to lean upon metaphysics, unfortunate to lean upon metaphysics, it unfailingly becomes skeptical, confused. In past ages, most of man's knowledge and intellectual evaluations have fallen into one of these 3 distortions of perception. Philosophy dare not project its interpretations of reality in the linear fashion of logic. It must never fail to reckon with the elliptic symmetry of reality and with the essential curvature of all relation concepts. Okay, so let's try to break that down a little bit. This last line here, philosophy dare not project its interpretations of reality into the linear fashion of logic. So they're saying that's just so single focused. It's just one linear line, which is only taking it, logic might not take apart like some experience of why a father might sacrifice himself for his child. Geez, that's not logical. You gave up your life, or just, and then especially even more into the spiritual, which transcends logic. It doesn't defy it. It's a realm of existence and experience beyond man's logic. But once attained, it is altogether logical and reasonable. But you must attain it first. That's the thing. You can't just give a little speech about it as you could in a logical theorem. You could give a speech about it and nobody would have to attain anything. All they'd have to do is just be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But this curvature of all relation concepts is taking into spiritual experiences, religious experiences, which start as a faith walk. Then they become a knowing. Eventually, you will know them, and it can be known. But it must start with that leap of faith, and that is not logical. But it's a reality, and I've experienced it in my own life, so I can promise you that it's a reality, but I can't prove it to you. It's beyond that. You have to experience it for yourself. So that's a really interesting quote too. Now, this is interesting too. Their attack on metaphysics, basically. It's because it's unfortunate to lean upon metaphysics. All right. So metaphysics, like when I think of metaphysics, I think of maybe some, maybe even something like some Eastern ideas of maybe astral traveling. That would be metaphysics, which is something that I have experience with, or lucid dreaming. But the things with metaphysics is that when you're in that state, your thoughts become reality. So even like a DMT, somebody may take DMT and they might have an out-of-body experience, and now they're starting to sculpt their worldview. They're starting to sculpt their philosophy based on that experience, which is metaphysical, okay? It's not physics, but it's also not spiritual. I mean, you can have a DMT experience and not have anything to do with God, not believe in God at all, yet you had the experience of believing your body. And then we have the whole Eastern, the yogis who leave their bodies, but they also claim that there's no central Godhead, as in a God the Father, a God of personality. So they're not spiritual in that sense. They're metaphysical. But it's a half truth, it's a half reality, because yes, you can leave your body. Yes, you can have spiritual insights. Yes, you can talk to advanced beings. But you have to be aware of what is part of your own mind, what is your mind projecting into that realm, And just like it does during regular dreams of subconscious garbled thoughts that create realities in your regular dreams. So don't form these things. If you just base it purely on metaphysics, you don't know if it's just a product of your own fallible mind. Okay, let's do another one. Every occurrence. Oh wait, this is from Messenger Hosts of Space. Okay, that's a classification of beings. There's many different types. They're not just like all considered angels. Okay, this is the custodians of records on paradise. So this book goes through a lot of various beings that exist in the universe. And that, again, is faith to read that and say, oh, well, geez, is that the reality that there's all these different, that there is beings, the custodians of record on paradise, and there's just all these pages after pages. I mean, this book is 2,000 pages. So much of it is dedicated to something that we have absolutely no way of proving. Even I've done astral traveling and communicated with what I would ask to see my spirit guides and that sort of stuff. I can't verify all of these other than to say it all fits with everything else. I mean, it doesn't contradict any experience that I've ever had in my life. There's nothing that goes against a God of ideals of love. So let's read this and see what this has to say. Every occurrence of significance in the organized and inhabited creation is a matter of record. Well, that makes sense that we keep records here, on this planet, of significant things, because for many reasons. So that would make sense to me. See, that's what I mean. That makes sense. Why wouldn't there be beings, librarians of the celestial order, advanced librarians? While events of no more than local importance find only a local recording, those of wider significance are dealt with accordingly. Well, when they say local importance, to them, local is your local universe, which means it can accommodate roughly 10 million inhabited worlds. Our planet is one of them. And I think our universe, they say, is up to like 3.5 million have already been inhabited. But there's another 10 million to go. So local is a little bit bigger than even our concept, really, like that we can fully grasp. 10 million, that's 10 million different governments. I mean, it's just, all right. Anyways, those of wider significance are dealt with accordingly. Okay, so, it's just different events might not need to go into the national archives, so to speak. From the planets, systems, and constellations of Nebadon, that's our local universe, everything of universe import is posted on Solvington, which I believe is the headquarters of it. And from such universe capitals, those episodes are advanced to higher recording, which pertain to the affairs of the sector of super governments. Paradise also has a relevant summary of super universe and Havona data. And this historic and cumulative story of the universe of universes is in the custody of these exalted tertiary supernatum. Okay, so they're holding the records, basically. Okay, so now, why do we need to know this? Now, here's another interesting aspect of this book. I've often, you're going through literally thousands of pages of this. Like, what the hell does this have to do with me? And blah, 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 blah. Two things. One, there's little tidbits that they put in the book here and there that are just, they're little hidden nuggets, basically. And you read it and you're just like, holy crap, makes so much sense about things, okay? So that's one. And two, it's to be a lifelong study. And beyond that, it's preparatory for even your next lives and your future lives. If you think about it, this really is a guidebook to the universe, and you're knowing about these things in advance, then you're going to have more advanced roles in your future lives. One thing that was told to me was that anybody who embraces this book will have a leadership role in the very next world after this one. Okay. We'll do one more. If you, as an ascendant mortal, should reach paradise in the company... Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, this is still Messenger Host of Space. Okay. If you, as an ascendant mortal, should reach paradise in the company of the companion or close associate of your earthly career, or if your seraphic guardian of destiny should chance to arrive with you or were waiting for you, then no permanent companion would be assigned you. But if you arrive alone, a companion will certainly welcome you as you awaken on the Isle of Light from the terminal sleep of time. Even if it is known that you will be accompanied by someone of ascendant association, temporary companions will be designated to welcome you to the eternal shores and to escort you to the reservation made ready for the reception of you and your associates. You may be certain of being warmly welcomed when you experience the resurrection into eternity on the everlasting shores of paradise. That is something, I mean, all religions have a concept for that, that you're going to reach some paradise and it's going to be glorious and you're going to be welcomed in there. This interesting concept is talking about your companion of close associate of your earthly career, somebody like that they would say your soulmate type of deal. Then you're going to arrive on the shores together. And now let's look and see. But if not, then there's special beings, okay, called paradise companions, who are there to welcome you and just, be your companion. They're literally, that's their sole purpose in the universe. I mean, can you imagine how brilliant these beings, these eternal beings are? Okay, they're often assisted in their ministration by gracious and brilliant like we don't even have a capacity for what these beings know about the universe or anything. We can't even. There's a great one-liner that I'll leave you with. I don't know where it's from, but it's something like, ears have not heard, nor have eyes seen, nor has the thinking mind even comprehended what the Father has in store for his creatures. Something along those lines. All right, please make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know if you have any questions about the Urantia book. Take care.